Guys, in this video, I'll provide you with evidence that sales are indeed exploding here in China. I will also show you a statistic which is very, very shocking that you must see. I will also share with you a new Envo ad which is extremely frustrating and angers a lot of people. And also we'll talk about the recent weekly insurance registrations, all in this one awesome video. First of all, I want to tell you guys about this very interesting ticker WTF. I know, there's a stock with a ticker WTF. It doesn't stand for it stands for Watten Financials, all right? And Watten Financial Limited, they are actually the guys behind W Broker, which if you guys don't know, that's the app that you can use to buy Hong Kong stocks, to buy even cross-exchange Chinese stocks. So if you want to invest in a company like CATL or buy Xiaomi stock, you can actually do that through W Brokers, which is owned by Watten Financial, ticker symbol WTF. And of course, they're also publicly traded on the stock market. They just recently went IPO and they're public right now. So definitely check them out, add them to your watch list. Very, very interesting company. And definitely W Broker, if you're interested in Hong Kong stocks, Chinese stocks, go check them out, W Brokers, all right? All right, so back to our original video. Let's first talk about the deliveries, all right? So 1,800 plus 700 for Envo. Abysmal, yes, but that was last week's stats. Those were deliveries. Orders are actually exploding, and they're exploding. And here are some of the evidence, all right? So we got sales reps saying, you know, in one day, 600 inventory cars got sold out. Some stores completely empty because it's sold out. The cars in the stores are sold out. We have people in the know with internal sales data that said that NIO has gotten 3,500 new orders in the span of 3 days. And then in the past 5 days, it is reported that there were over 5,000 plus new orders. Of course, this is all thanks to the 240 swap vouchers that they're giving away, which is just unprecedented. This is like free battery swap, right? It's been gone for quite a while, but now it's back. You get it for 5 years, 240 swap vouchers. To put that into context, for the previous months, they've only been giving out like 20, 30, 40, max 40 swap vouchers. But now 240, and you get 20,000 RMB off of the car, which is just absolutely nuts. So everybody's saying it's selling out. Lots of people are buying the car. Of course, very soon, towards the end of this month, next month, you're getting the newer edition of the cars, and that will actually be a little bit more expensive than what you can buy the car right now. But right now, apparently, you can buy an ET5 for as low as 170,000 RMB if you rent the battery with all the subsidies included, which is absolutely nuts. This is absolutely crazy. And so that's sales, all right? Sales are indeed exploding. You're just going to have to take my word for it. If you're giving 240 free swap vouchers, of course, all right? It's not surprising, okay? But what's the interesting statistic I want to show you? This is a chart of sales versus the number of swap stations in a particular city. Very, very, very interesting chart. So it shows the relationship between sales and the number of swap stations. On the y-axis, we have sales, and on the x-axis, we have the number of swap stations. So the general trend seems to be that the more swap stations you have, the higher the sales, right? And of course, at the very top right, you can see Shanghai. Shanghai has the most amount of swap stations in the city, and it has the most amount of sales. About 40% of NIO's sales come from Shanghai, which is incredible. And then it generally follows this trend. And what you can see is there are some exceptions. For example, Hefei, all right? Hefei doesn't have that many swap stations, but it still has a lot of sales. It's because their manufacturing base is there. And then you have Xi'an, which is also very interesting. You can't really explain Xi'an. It's probably because, they had NIO Day over there quite recently, last year. And that could have offered a huge boost, and that was actually 2 years ago. And perhaps their team over there is just doing a fantastic job. But then you also have some guys that are not doing too well. For example, Chongqing, which, by the way, should be doing a lot better, but they have quite a lot of swap stations, but their sales aren't really that great. So definitely something's not doing too well, not going too well there. And then Beijing, I'd say is doing okay, but Beijing is license plate restricted, so that is partially one of the reasons why it's a little bit lower than, I'd say, the general trend. All right, so very interesting. So that's why you're seeing NIO like place so many swap stations out there, and this is definitely going to help with sales going forward. All right, more swap stations in a city equals more sales. I think that's very clear. Okay, but we got to talk about something frustrating. Okay, so we talk about the good and the bad on this channel. I'm not going to hide the dirt from you guys, because you guys need to know why the stock price is what it is, why deliveries are the way it is. You guys need to know the truth, all right? You want me to share with you lies, or you want me to share with you the truth? Of course you want the truth. So here's another thing that was very frustrating, and it is, of course, Onvo's new ad, which has been since taken down. And I thought this was fake, by the way, but then top management apologized for how controversial it is. It is, of course, this ad right here, which is for Qingmingjie, which is April 4th, which is also called Tomb Sweeping Day, or the Day of the Dead. And the slogan on top is Day of the Dead, right? Go in a moment's notice. 3 minutes battery swap. Like, what the hell? Like, go here, right? Even in Chinese, sort of implies you're going to the afterlife. You're gonna die. Like, what the F, right? That sort of implies you're gonna die very fast. So this was super crazy. Got a lot of people riled up, and people are like, what the fuck is, what are they doing, man? And I thought, and a lot of people thought this was fake, all right? Somebody photoshopped this, and it's fake. But actually, Dr. Shinfei came out and apologized and said that the people responsible, 2 people were fired and 3 people were severely warned for this. So it is real. Huh? It's actually real. So in one of our previous videos, we talked about the controversial ads, swapping boyfriends. Like, what the hell, right? Like, it might seem kind of funny, or some of you guys might agree with it, but what the hell, right? It's kind of crazy. But this is even more crazy, and they apologized for it. Dr. Shinfei apologized for it, which means it's real. And this is the problem. They have 2 separate marketing teams for Onvo, and then you also have a marketing team for NIO. And it seems like the Onvo marketing team just doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They're trying to, like, I don't know, man. They're trying to, like, shoot in all directions, basically. And from what I read, when I did some research into this whole BS, so they were apparently, like, trying to seek approval from top management, like the marketing team in Onvo, but then the top management was a little bit busy and they couldn't approve it, so they just approved it internally, and then that poster got sent to the, everybody down below, the sales and everybody, and they started sharing it because that's what they were told to do. Absolutely crazy, right? Of course, 2 people got fired, forcefully resigned, that's what they said, which I think is a good thing. But it clearly says that their marketing, man, they gotta, like, fix it. They gotta fix it. Merge the 2 marketing departments, Onvo and NIO marketing, put it in one group, and just do it, like, have it approved by people with some logic. Come on, swapping boyfriends, Day of the Dead, go in a moment's notice. What? Come on, man. This is really frustrating. So, you're asking why Onvo isn't doing too well? Well, there you go. Marketing, man. Marketing. The product, there's nothing wrong with the product, right? The product is so damn good. But the marketing, people's impression of this car is just destroyed by marketing. Okay? Yeah. What can I say, man? The stock price, holy crap. Yeah. I hope things turn around for Amazon really fast because their product is really, really good. Yeah. But that's all I can say. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.